What's going on? This is the Underserved Movement. You just landed here with my boy Rel, the co-founder, and myself, Huge. And today we're going to be talking about extremists on both sides. Let them know what we're going to cover, bro.
Yeah. So, we're going to be talking about just, individuals, groups of people that just have extreme points of view and are just unwilling to budge or hear anything other than their own opinion, who are invested at a insane, level without any deterrence. So just extremism, extreme points of views that are unwilling to change or consider other points of view.
If you guys haven't been watching the hearing, the January 6th committee, if you guys haven't been watching the hearings, man, I suggest you go watch them. Um, it has become more damning of the situation of the former president. And me and Rail were talking about what would it take for an absolute Trumper to start understanding that they were doped, they were tricked into donating money that was stolen, that was misused, um, and understand that Trump never really gave a damn about the people that he claimed he did.
Right,
Um,
absolutely.
Me and Ro were talking about this, and the one thing that popped into my mind was it would have to be a former Trumper to deliver the message, to be received, and to be actually digested, right?
Hmm.
What do you think, Ro?
Yeah, and I think we're already seeing that. I mean, like, if you just if you just take everything at face value, what we're seeing, like, it's not Democrats. Yeah, sure, Democrats, you can obviously say they are not Trump fans, right? Okay, so push that aside. But what we're seeing in these hearings is like it's every one of Trump's people. It's Trump's appointed people, Trump's lawyers. I
The
mean,
best people.
the best, yeah, the best people, because that's all he ever surrounds himself with. But not only that, bro, it's his family, it's his daughter, bro. Like his sworn till death, like, I'll be by your side, I'll always support you. His daughter is like, yo, he was wrong. Like, he was wrong, and like he knew he was wrong. He knew that he lost. Like, we all accepted it. He knew he did, and he just wouldn't believe it. He wouldn't accept. He wouldn't accept the loss. One of the things was, they would come up to him and say, like, this is why the information you're getting is false. Here's the actual evidence of you not winning this state. Here's the actual evidence of not there not being voter fraud. Like, this is, and he would, and I guess he would say, okay, well, what about this? Okay, well, what about this? Like, and so anyhow, circling back, it's one of these things where it's like it's his own people, like it's Republicans, it's his people, it's his lawyers, it's his family that are testifying that he was wrong and that he misled the people and that what he was doing was incorrect and that he was literally adding fuel to the fire. They were talking about in the recent one how he enraged the people that were already at the Capitol with his tweets, targeting the vice president. And so they were saying, hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence. They wanted to kill the vice president. And there's the notion, and there's someone that testified that said if they would have gotten their hands on Mike Pence, they would have killed him. The vice president, bro. That was supposed to be his closest ally.
No, and by far, like William Barr, Mike Pence, these are loyalties. Like these guys were loyals until it came down to the very end, where they knew where they could get prosecuted for doing this insurrection and leading it on and perpetuating this lie. Now, if you guys haven't watched the committee, I'm telling you, you need to watch it. Over 60 cases that Trump went to court for, trying to overturn this election and lost. Every case got thrown out. Every case got thrown out, overruled, and that's just goes to show that he lost in the courts. His own people were abandoning ship because they know where this was gonna go. He tried to get the Justice Department to lie for him. Like I'm telling you, it's a lot of things, a lot of evidence. The committee has receipts. They're not saying anything that they can't back up with video,
Mm-hmm.
audio, pictures, like
Testimony.
testimony,
Yeah.
sworn testimony,
Mm-hmm.
witnesses. Like
Mm-hmm.
they got receipts. They are not messing around.
Yeah.
Now, um, this to a Trump. I mean, a Trumper doesn't really care. They don't really care. But I'm hoping that this will be enough evidence
Yeah.
for them. And now we're not left or right here, but we do stay rather close to the middle, depending on it. It varies from subject to subject.
Mm-hmm.
But when we talk about extremists that are blind, the way to diffuse that situation, and that's what me and Rel were talking about, is for somebody that formerly used to be part of that
Mm-hmm.
to kind of, you know, wake somebody else up and make them smell the roses.
Yeah, and that's where it just really baffles me, bro, about the extreme loyalty, the extremists like we're talking about. Like, what does it take and what will it take? Because again, we already have Trump loyalists telling you verbatim, bro, he knew he lost and he still kept pushing it. And these are Trump loyalists. They're his own daughters. Like, we all accepted that he lost and he just wouldn't, and he kept pushing it, you know. So like, I don't know who these extremists. I don't understand the devotion to a man,
Yeah,
a man who has
like a football
always,
team almost. They
yeah. and
cheer.
and 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 not only that, bro, but like a man who has established himself as someone who values money above almost everything. Like, I think that's pretty fair to say that he established himself as like, yo, money's the most important thing to me.
Absolutely.
And it baffles me, like when I hear that right away, I'm like, this is someone that you shouldn't trust because they put money ahead of anything.
As soon
So
as he lost the election, he started posting ads.
yeah,
Yo, donate here.
yeah,
So they could go to the courts and fight
yeah, and
back.
fight the, yeah.
Over a $250 million.
Bro, and people lost their life. There's people on TikTok. They're like, "Yo, I was duped. Like, they took my life savings. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't even do what he said he was gonna do with the money."
He
Um,
pocketed that money, dude. He
yeah.
pocketed
So
that
like,
money.
when you're dealing with someone who values money over everything, like that means over you, over his family, over anything, right? And I don't know him as a person, and this is just based off of like what we see, you know, and how he's established himself as a person. But I just cannot enter the mind of someone who would devote themselves wholeheartedly to anyone, you know, besides your wife or your kids or God. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. That's
this is just,
unrelatable.
yeah,
Like
this is just a rich, famous guy. Like, why are you willing to die for this rich, famous guy
go to jail.
who sincerely doesn't care about you? And when we say sincerely doesn't care about you, like, the proof is there, the evidence is there that he doesn't care about you, because everyone who has disagreed with him, or anyone who has not done what he wanted, or anyone that is just not obedient to him, any one of those people, every one of those people, he's pushed out, and then he's talked bad about them. And so it's like, these are his like close allies, these are his people that work for him, these are people that he's supposedly loved and respected, and this and that and this. Why do you think, if every one of those people fell to like below his like his likable, like fell below the likable point for him, where he was like, you're scum, in a second, why do you think that he would care about you beyond them? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It just baffles me, bro. Like I don't like replace Trump with anyone. Like replace Trump with anyone. Why would you devote yourself so much to someone that way? Like why? There's
Right.
something that's just I don't get that.
And there's you know, and there's extremes on both ends too, man. We can't act like the left doesn't have any extremists, man. That's PC culture. I mean, you can't really, you got to watch what you say, and it's sad. It's a sad situation. And then moving on to the pronouns and that whole movement. Sad for Canada that passed the law that you have to use pronouns or you go to jail. Like that's I don't know. You can't look. I That's why I love this country. Freedom of speech, man. And the good, you got to take the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But there's extreme PC, man, that has really, really taken a hold of the left.
For sure, yeah.
And instead of having um a platform for raising the minimum wage, for Medicare for all, like to fully fund it. I'm talking about what Bernie Sanders has been championing for years.
Right.
We're more focused on just politics based on gender equality, and it's like, or just on other non-relevant factors
Yeah.
that the DNC has decided to back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I find myself more in the middle than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? More in
Yeah,
the middle than ever.
their focus is on things that don't really create um, fundamental or like um, change the type of policies that aren't really what we're looking for in terms of what the country needs. Yeah, I hear you, man, and yeah, just let me reemphasize, like there is absolutely extremists on both sides. We are focusing. We focused, the start of this episode on the Trump, Trump and the trial, the investigation that's going on right now because that's what's heavy in the news. But absolutely, bro, there's extremists on both sides without a shadow of a doubt.
Now the only thing that I feel that would remedy any extremist, like I said, it would have to be somebody that's within that community. Now, I just want to tell the DNC, like, fuck you, man. Fuck the DNC. Fuck the DNC. Because like, bro, like, they deserve to lose. Like, they deserve to lose every goddamn year. They deserve to lose. They don't deserve my vote, man. They really don't, man. They really don't. After they did that to Bernie Sanders, when they straight gypped him out of the nomination and they put Hillary Clinton and expected to win. Ever since that moment, man, back in 2016, like it's just a shame, man. It's a straight shame. Fuck the DNC. Fuck you. All right. And go back to run on a platform that benefits the people, and let
Yeah.
go of these goddamn fucking the just stop championing shit that forces others to believe, like to force people to say pronouns and have that as your poster fucking child. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's irrelevant. It's so irrelevant, and it's doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, on the scale of importance, I mean, not to say that these people's feelings and their identities aren't important, but on the scale of importance, come on, man. Like, where does that lie, and why put so much of your energy and effort into something that really isn't as important as so many other things are? Child abduction, education.
I
I
was just gonna
mean,
say that.
yeah, dude, like just
Let's
so
run on
many
a
things.
platform to fully fund schools. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Could we raise the pays for teachers?
Mm-hmm.
Could we how about we have mandatory counselors in every school?
Yeah. Yep.
These are more prevalent issues that would help out the people
Mm-hmm.
on a massive scale. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
look, we're not saying that transgenders and
Yeah.
transsexuals are not valid. I'm not saying that.
Yep.
What I'm saying is that there's bigger shit to worry about, man.
Homelessness, starving kids. I think I
Say
forget
it.
how many millions of kids 40 million kids go to bed hungry every night. I mean, just affordable housing, and just
Preach, man.
so many things that the focus could be on. And again, it's not to minimize the importance of gender equality and ensuring there's no gender bias, and but to make that such an enormous focus and putting so much of your energy towards that cause while ignoring so many other causes, it just deflates, it deflates anyone that's supporting, the Democratic Party, because it's like, yo, like we need change, bro. Like we need bigger change. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
That whole pronoun thing, and I mentioned to you earlier, huge, is that, like, that's tough. Like I don't personally understand how anyone is supposed to know how you identify yourself. Like, how does that, if I go up to you and you look like a female, but you're a guy, or vice versa, or I don't,
It's
you
not
know what
your
I mean?
fault.
Like, yeah, like,
It's
how
not
do
your
I
fault,
know
man.
that? And the only thing is that, yeah, like, maybe once you emphasize to me, like, yo, don't call me dude, or don't call me bro, or I'm not a man, or I'm a woman, once you establish that with me, if I still continue to disrespect your wishes, which is still that person's right to. They don't have to do what you tell them to do. Then that's an issue of disrespect and stuff like that, and just not having, moral, like, the moral value to respect someone's wishes. But even then, like, they don't have to respect your wishes. It's not a law. I guess in Canada it is now, but um, it's just a confusing subject, and I think there has to be, that type of thing is just gonna take time to to smooth out, and just kind of have a basic understanding, excuse me, of how all that's going to work. But still, that shouldn't be that shouldn't be taking up the amount of focus and energy that it's getting.
What we're saying, DNC, is to reprioritize your shit. Reprioritize the fucking platform and come back to the roots of helping the fucking people. The Republic, if this is the platform you're walking on, yo, the Republicans ain't doing shit for y'all. Well, you motherfuckers ain't doing shit for us either, man. And I'm sick and tired of fucking you guys just get when it comes to when it's voting time, yo, it's always you panhandle to the blacks and the Mexicans, and you panhandle the minorities real hard. And then once you're in there, it's like, what the fuck? You can't get shit done because the Republicans say no. Like, man, look, I'm just I am so sick and tired. I'm not alone, man. Many people feel the same way. Reprioritize your fucking shit,
Yeah,
please.
and just grab your fucking nutsack and do some shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that's one thing I'll say. That I respect. It's an odd respect for the Republican Party,
No. Oh yeah.
because I don't necessarily always think it's right that they do
Fuck you,
this.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, no shit. But what I was gonna say is, like, there's a level of respect that I give to the Republicans, because they ride and die for themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, whether it be Trump or whoever, they'll say some random ass shit, like, like, if the Trump would have said, like, oh yeah, fish are actual dinosaurs that morphed into fish because they're whatever. Then all the fucking all the all, even though they know he's wrong, and they're just like, what this fool just say?
Oh, they stick together.
They stick together, bro. They're
Yeah.
like glue, dog. And what I see from the Democrats is, like, bro, as soon as Biden wins, they're at each other's throats, dog.
Fuck you, Cinema and Mansion.
They're at each other's throats, and it's not just them for sure, but it's not just, they just can't agree on shit. They it's just a
Yeah,
mess,
it's a
bro.
disaster, bro. It's a
Yeah,
disaster, and that's the shortcomings of the Democrat Party when
yeah.
it involves so many different people, ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? It's a coalition
Mhm.
of basically a mixing pot. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And women too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's which is not a bad thing, but we have we have every culture damn near in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, go look who represents the Republicans.
Right.
Tell me how many minorities are there, representative wise. You know what
Right.
I'm saying, or Senate wise. Tell me how many women are over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and it's at least they stick together, man. At least Trump was handing out fucking executive orders left and right, dude.
Hmm.
Fucking every day was a new executive order, if
Yeah,
not a
and
couple.
Biden was on, like, I don't know if it was Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or something, and he's like, yeah, like I don't want to be like Trump and do all these executive orders, like, and be unconstitutional and stuff. And like I saw someone say, like react to that, and they were like, do that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
do it,
yeah,
bro. Like this is your chance. Like you either look at it one of two ways, right? Like you try to be really good and honest about everything,
right,
which should be how everybody acts, right? Like
right.
ideally, right? Like that's how it should be how. But we
He's
already
taking the high
know,
road.
yeah, and that's what he's trying to do is take the high road, right? And I
Yeah,
think that's what we see like Democratic presidents and representatives try to do when they get in, which causes that conflict where like there's the people that are like let's just do it, and then there's the ones that are like no, take the high road. So there's this bam 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 constant, right? But what we see on the other side, the other side of the coin is
they don't give a fuck.
no, like just do a bunch of shit, like get everything you want to get done while you can.
Yeah.
And that's how
For
I see
once, we want to see a Democratic president
yeah,
get dirty, right?
function that way, yeah,
Get dirty, play
like
dirty.
yeah, and to the point where it's like they're only going to compare, like if the Republicans say, oh, Democrats are doing this and this and that, and it's like, well, your guy did that 4 years ago, you know, and then
Yeah.
your next guy is going to do that in 4 or 8 years, and then it's just going to, just try to, like, this point it's like you already know how the game is played, like you got to play the game, bro.
And
You know
for
what I
the
mean?
people watching, fuck Joe Biden too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta fucking you gotta grab your balls, bro. And you're gonna make decisions that people look, bro. People are gonna hate you, Joe, no matter what you do or don't do. So you might as well do some shit. You feel me,
Yeah.
huge? Right?
For,
Like people,
40 years in, do something.
bro. Like people are gonna hate you no matter what, bro. So if you make some whack ass decisions, at least
Yeah.
make some, you know. And
Yeah.
if you make and out of those, out of the 100 things you decide to do, bro, maybe 50 of those or more will be good. And people will be like, damn, this
Right.
motherfucker did some shit. But if you don't do anything because you're like, oh, like, we want to fucking take the high road and respect, both sides of the party and bipartisanship, bro, you don't got that, bro. You don't got that. You already know you don't got that.
Right.
So because of that desire to establish bipartisanship and be cool with everybody and this and that, like you're not moving the ball forward.
Yeah. And so we just want to say fuck extremism
Yeah, man.
on both ends, on both sides. And that's
Yeah,
basically our take right there, man.
yeah. Like ask yourself why you devote your life to someone. Why? Like why are you doing that? Why dedicate your life so much to someone who you don't, first of all, you don't know, and more than likely doesn't give a flip about you. If like someone said they wouldn't piss on you if you're on fire, or they wouldn't throw holy water on you if you're on fire in a church. You know what I mean? Like like just where does your loyalty stand and why? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do they deserve it? Have they earned it? And are you an extremist? And if you are, figure out why and what's wrong with that picture.
And if on the other end, if you find yourself supporting and marching for fucking pronouns and fucking, making sure that they get noticed and seen and everything, ask yourself this: do you got your priorities straight? Because obviously, that person, if that's all they're worried about, if their number one problem is not being called Mr. or Mrs. or the right fucking pronoun, then I think they're set. If all I
Yeah.
had to worry about was fucking being called Mr. or Mrs. or whatever the fuck I identify as, by the way, I identify as a piton. So make sure all you people know that when you talk to me, you're talking to a fucking piton. All right. But yeah, So like I was saying, if you're a friend, if you're marching out there and holding up signs and everything for your right pronouns and fucking having the right to fucking piss wherever the fucking you want to piss, whatever, then I think your priorities are fucked because there's a lot of other shit that you could be using your time and energy and money to support and get shit done for the people. And that's
Right,
what
right.
Democrats is supposed to be, for the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's both extremes right there, man.
Yeah.
That's our take. You got anything else, bro?
No, man. Like we said, there's extremists on both sides. Most of the time, both of them are wrong. Uh, there's just you just have to be balanced, man. You have to be balanced. Like, don't allow yourself to get so far on either side that you don't have the ability to see things clearly or to just rationalize.
Well, there you heard it, man. That's real. I'm huge, and this is the underserved movement, and we out.
Peace,
Peace.
guys.